Greetings, YouTube pipe community. Peter Piper, the True Light, coming to you from the bunker. And it is coming up on 10 o'clock, or more precisely, 21 hours and 53 minutes Eastern Standard Time. Minus 5 hours Greenwich Mean Time for my global subscribers. And this is a VR to Mr. All Briared Up, our friend and brother in the YTPC. And he's having a GAW, I believe, for his 100th subscriber anniversary. And housekeeping, I'm smoking my Triple B rusticated billiard, which is an estate pipe that I picked up earlier this year. And in it, I'm smoking a combination of Wilkie Black Cavendish, which is an unflavored or untopped black Cavendish, mixed with Wilkie Best Make. No particular ratio. I just mixed them up on my tray and packed it in. Going down pretty good. And the beverage of the evening is some Applejack mixed with Pellegrino mineral water. A nice seasonal cocktail. So, Mr. All Briared Up wants to know, number one, what got us into pipe smoking? Number two, what is our favorite blend? And number three, why do I still smoke a pipe? Well, number one, I've probably told this story before, but when I was a freshman in high school, actually, in my summer of the 8th grade, I started smoking cigarettes. Various brands, but I started with Camel non-filters. And I guess I immediately developed a taste for tobacco. But once I entered my freshman year in high school, a friend of mine, Michael, and I, who used to hang out together, I don't know why we did this, but we decided we'd try pipe smoking. And we bought some, you know, drugstore grade pipes from the local drugstore, Adams Drugs, which was a chain of drugstores in the Rhode Island area. They're now defunct. And we, of course, bought the drugstore blend or brand of pipe tobaccos. And I think my first pouch of tobacco was Carter Hall. And, we just used to hang out and smoke. And everybody at high school used to, get off the bus in the morning, and across the street from the high school was another property that was off high school property. So that's where everybody used to light up, cigarettes and whatnot. And a lot of guys noticed that we were smoking pipes. And believe it or not, it started a trend. And before you knew it, a lot of us in our class started buying and smoking pipes. And I remember the first class of the day was biology class. And in biology, we would all sit around a table, where we do dissecting and whatnot. And lots of us were smoking pipes, and we'd have our pipe cleaners and we'd be cleaning out our pipes and stuff. But for some reason, that didn't last very long. And I remember some of I tried a lot of different tobaccos then. Carter Hall, Sale, um, Sir Walter Raleigh. And then at the local mall, there was a pipe store. And of course, nowadays they would never sell to a minor pipe tobacco or pipes. But back then we were like 15 years old and they didn't care. They I guess just want to sell, make money. And they had different pipes for sale. They were all on a rack, on a like a board, you know, and you could take pipes off the board and look at yourself in the mirror and see how you would look with a pipe and stuff like that. So it carried on for a while. So that was my first introduction into pipe smoking. But I guess the impetus for that was my stepfather started pipe smoking um, some years before that. So I was exposed to that, and I grew up in a smoking family. My dad, before he passed away at a very early age, smoked Pall Mall cigarettes or Pell Mell, depending on how you wanted to pronounce it. My mom was a smoker. My sister was a smoker. So it wasn't long before that, before my brother and I surreptitiously started smoking cigarettes. But my stepfather had a heart attack at one point, and my mom wanted him to stop smoking cigarettes and maybe take up a pipe. It would probably be better for him. Not sure what the efficacy of that was relative to being an alternative to cigarette smoking. But I remember the brand she used to buy for him was K Woody. She used to buy him K Woody pipes, and they had the stinger in them and everything like that. And they used to give you a pretty extensive brochure with the pipe about how to smoke a pipe, how to break in a pipe, how the briar, developed and everything like that. And I think I caught on to that and I read, I was a big reader back then and I read that whole brochure and everything like that and started that's actually how I started becoming interested in it. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. And back then, and I'm talking late 60s, early 70s, pipe smoking was a lot more prevalent than it is today. Today it's virtually extinct, except for us weirdos on the YTPC, I guess. But I guess I embraced the culture of it, and I think we had a book club at school, SBS, Scholastic Book Services, where you could order books every month. And one of the books I ordered was Sherlock Holmes, and of course, he was a big pipe smoker. So pipe smoking was integrated into the culture, into just about every aspect of the culture, I think, back then when I was growing up. And it wasn't something that was taboo or something that you had to shield children from, like we have to, you know, here in the YTPC. It's like these videos aren't made for children and so forth. So I guess that's how I became interested in it, and that's how Mike and I started the pipe smoking tradition. Sometime after that, it dropped off, and I still kept smoking cigarettes. And then I'd say in the late or the mid 1980s, I started the quitting phase of cigarettes, and I started quitting smoking. My wife at the time wanted me to quit very much, and I was going to college at that point. And sometime later in college, for some reason, um, I wanted to try pipe smoking again, and I bought a drugstore pipe. And I think I bought a pouch of Granger pipe tobacco, and was smoking that for a while. And my classmates, who I used to study with, and we had a very tight knit group. We were all very good friends. Um, and I was smoking cigarettes, I think, at the time, and um, they wanted me to quit. And then one day they saw we had a barbecue one day, and they noticed that I was smoking a pipe. I had just taken up. They knew that I had quit, and they were like, I used to hide and stuff on the during labs and stuff like that. I'd go out on the quad during a break during the lab and go out and smoke cigarettes. And one time a guy caught me, so I was this closet smoker for a while. And then I took up pipe smoking again with the Granger and the drugstore pipe. And we had this barbecue that we organized. And I remember when we were getting ready to have the barbecue and all the logistics that were involved with that, going to the commissary on the campus and everything like that, and getting all the food and getting all the location for the barbecue and everything on campus. I whipped out my pipe and lit up, and I got some very negative comments and such from my friends. And I can't prove this, but I think that they may have stolen my pipe from me because I guess they were worried about my health or whatever. And then after that, after I lost my pipe, or whether it was taken from me, I don't know. But I went back to cigarette smoking eventually. Anyway, I graduated and I moved from Rhode Island down to Maryland. I had my first job, and I think I went through a cigar phase then too. I used to get brochures in the mail from oh, what was it now? A cigar company. I'll think of the name of it in a minute, but I can't think of it right now. But they used to sell pipe tobacco and cigars, and they used to have this sampler. And I should also say my uncle, um, who's 11 years older than I am, was a pipe smoker, and I used to always admire the just the sophistication of seeing him smoking a pipe, and that attracted me to it at the time, and that was like way back in the late '60s, early '70s days and stuff. So then with my wife at the time, she didn't like the cigars and everything like that, and they all went stale, and I threw them away and continued cigarette smoking until I finally quit. I think after my son was born, I was deeply concerned that cigarette smoking wasn't a good idea. That I wouldn't see him grow up um, and become an adult while cigarette smoking and all the health aspects of that. So I quit. For 13 years, I didn't touch tobacco. And then I had an event in my life where, I lost my job, and that was in 2016, and I started smoking cigarettes again. And that lasted for 3 years until I quit. And after I quit, that was like July of 2016. And I started, I was always checking out videos on YouTube. And then the YTPC popped up, and I started noticing people on YTPC. And about October of last year, 2019, I decided I'd try a pipe. I'd back it up, pick pipe smoking back up again. Try to be moderate about it, and it's like a whole new world opened up to me. And I developed the pipe acquisition syndrome, and started cellaring tobaccos and smoking tobaccos. And, well, here I am. So that's my pipe smoking history. As far as my favorite blend is concerned, I can't really put a finger on it because my life isn't going to be long enough to try all the different blends I want to try. But I've come to know what I like, and I think my favorite blends are English blends. Certainly Latakia, Virginia, and Virginia Perique blends. Not a big fan of aromatics, with one exception. And that exception would be um, Wilkie Surbrug 71st Street Blend. And that was introduced to me by our good friend Johnny Onion. And I tried that and I said, wow, this is really fantastic. And there's probably other um, aromatic blends that I would probably like because they would be, I would imagine them to be high quality blends, whereas the um, disdain I found for aromatic blends are from mostly, I think, the drugstore codger blends that are considered to be aromatic. Low, or what I would consider to be low quality aromatic blends. I bet you there are some really nice, high quality aromatic blends that I would like. And 71st Street is certainly an example of that. And I've introduced other people to it, and everybody that I've introduced it to really likes it. And I have to order more because I'm all out. Um, Another favorite of mine is Balkan blends, or any blend that is a real, I guess, lat bomb, Latakia heavy, more than 50% Latakia. And I'm anxious to order more of those. Also, I really I really prefer um, flake tobacco to uh, ribbon cut tobacco. I find that ribbon cut tobacco smokes hotter, whereas flake blends that you rub out and maybe give a little bit of dry time to uh, give you a cooler smoke and a longer smoke. I like, and I've been fortunate enough to get some of the Samuel Gawith and Germain blends from overseas in the UK, and those blends are just superior in quality uh, to anything that I've been able to obtain here in the States. And I just love trying new blends, um, especially um, folks like Full Dottle who have a hobby of blending tobaccos and certainly blessing those of us in the community with them. Um, and I've tried blending different things myself. Like I said, tonight I'm smoking some Cavendish and some of the Wilkie Best Make. It's always an adventure. It's always an adventure to try new tobaccos for me. So I can't really say that I have a favorite, but if I had to be deserted on an island, I would want a heavy Latakia English blend. Number three, why do I still smoke a pipe? I'm going to um, lift um, Dale Piper's comment, and he made the comment, why do I smoke a pipe? because I can. And my family does not approve of it, and I've annexed the bunker down here for my pipe smoking during the cold winter months. But I don't find that I have any issues health-wise with it. I find that it relaxes me. I can contemplate thoughts and such while smoking a pipe. And I find that it improves the quality of my life. It's basically it. So, with that, I will bid you adieu. Thank you, All Briared Up, for the opportunity to participate in your GAW. And I will say, this is Peter Piper saying, speak the truth, seek enlightenment, and God bless. Take care, folks.